Yeah, you got it. Hey, Shalom. Shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory to our power, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakodash. It's all praises to the Heavenly Father. His true name in the Hebrew is Yahweh. In his son's name, we were in the call Jesus Christ. Real name in the Hebrew is Yahweh Shai. Also give a praises, honor, and glory to the Yahweh Kakodash, the Holy Spirit, which is the force and entity that makes the edification possible. I'll say shalom to all you sincere hearted Akim Walkwat, that you brothers and sisters make the bodies of sacrifice on a daily basis in this wicked and adulterous generation. Also want to give double honors to our beloved apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who taught us truth and will rule well. And we just a few brothers here from the Great Millstone Dallas camp coming back this Thursday evening through the spirit of power of Yahweh Shema Shah to carry forth the tradition here in Great Millstone Dallas. On Thursday evenings, we usually do a prophecy class, man. All right, amongst just a few brothers, but Lord's willing, what we'll get into, this evening, will be edifying unto the Lord's elect and also glorifying unto the names of our power, Yahweh by Shemal Shah. And brother had an article was going to get into speaking about this dystopian reality or dystopian future that the so-called elites want to make a reality, man. All right, this is why, we're down here, okay, sighing and crying, okay, unto Yahweh by Shemal Shah. All right, that he makes the time short and come to take this man, Esau Edom, which is a so-called white man, take him out of the way, as it's written about in 2 Thessalonians, the second chapter. He who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. So we're measuring his times diligently, okay, within themselves with biblical prophecy to see, okay, how soon is going to happen, because we don't know the exact date, okay, we don't know the exact hour when Yahweh was going to give the green light to his son Yahweh Shah to come back, but we've been commanded to watch as well as pray. Because the times that we're coming into, man, it's gonna be very dark, okay, and very, very cold and rigid, man. Okay, if you don't have the spirit and protection of Yahweh Shema Shah, man, that's a scary thought, man. So this is why we're offering up our bodies as living sacrifice, so that perhaps Yahweh Shema Shah may have mercy upon us. If a brother can hold Psalms 20 from the top, and then y'all got it. I appreciate it. Okay, yeah, you got it, yo. Ezekiel chapter 2, and I'm gonna start at verse 3 in the NLT. It says, Son of man, he said, I am sending you to a nation, the nation of Israel, a rebellious nation that has rebelled against me. They and their ancestors have rebelled against me to this very day. There are stubborn and hard-hearted people, but I am sending you to say to them, this is what the sovereign Lord says. And whether they listen or refuse to listen, for remember they are rebels, at least they will know they have had a prophet among them. You know what I'm saying? So going into, like the brother said, the topic of this, you know what I'm saying, it's basically going to go into Revelation 13 ultimately at the end of the day. And it's this beast system that we see taking place. You know what I'm saying? As the scripture say in 2 Ezra 15, speaking to the ears of my people, the words of prophecy. You see, so we're going to continue to, sound like a broken record to you hard-headed niggas, man. You see, at the end of the day, when these things come to pass, then you're going to understand that a prophet has been among you. You see, and by the time these people realize it's going to ultimately be too late. You have a lot of Israelite leaders who are not lining up, all right, with the requirements that the Lord has for a true man of the Lord. You see, you have multiple, people saying that, unity, let's come together, unity over doctrine. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter about, we don't have to know what the mark of the beast is as long as our heart is right. You see, this is all the shit. You have camps that don't believe that in the miracles, don't believe that the Red Sea was split. You know what I'm saying? All this stuff going on, you see, camps debating, talking about Nephilim and giants and fallen angels when your enemy is getting ready to bring down the sword. You see? But you want me to get this? Okay, got it. Yep. This is Psalms chapter 2, from the top of verse 1. It reads, why do the heathen... Psalms 20. Oh, 20. Yeah, Psalms 2 is great too. But Psalms 20. That's a highlighted chapter, man. Right. Man. Psalms 2, Psalm 64, Psalms 83, Revelation 13, Revelation 14, 2 Thessalonians 2, Isaiah 40. Man, these are prophecies that only you hear Great Millstone going into, bro. Right. And the Wadi Al Bashmal Shah for giving us true pastors and shepherds. I guess we can hold that on deck too. Jeremiah 3:15. Yeah. The Wadi Al Bashmal Shah for giving us true pastors and shepherds, man, that's feeding us with correct understanding and knowledge, man. Imagine not having this truth right now. Like, you still got to go through this hell. We still got to go through the straight gate. Right. But so imagine not having this truth, man. Hey, we often, quote Isaiah 33:6, for wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of that time. Well, hey, that's happening right now. Like, bro, we would have been lost our minds on the jobs, the traffic, dealing with these women, wherever and whoever, man. Okay, if it wasn't for this wisdom holding us together, man. But it's we get that from hierarchy, man, coming from Yahweh Bashmal Shah, the angels tapping into the minds of the Lord's men, okay, coming into the and supping with our apostles, and then the men on down, every man according to his order, man. So we've been truly gifted, to have this treasure, and that's exactly what this truth is, and you have to view this truth as such. You have to view this truth as treasure. Proverbs the 8th chapter says, desire my commandments, my instructions, for they're more precious than rubies, man. Do you view this truth more precious than rubies? More precious than the FRNs, Federal Reserve notes, and then your dollar? Because this shit is collapsing, man. But you got it, Salaki. Oh, you had something?
No, I was just no. This is Psalms chapter 20 from the top in verse 1. It says, to the chief musician, a psalm of David.
Right, to the chief musician, man. And the spirit, and we're the musicians too. As we're being, guided, by, the head, choir director, which is Yahweh Shah. Okay, let's put this song in our mouths. You see, so we're spiritually singing unto you, man. Revelation 14 chapter, which only the elect, can learn this song. And Lord willing, we're part of that number. But no matter who they are, they're here. You have some of the elect in the spirit world, and you have some of the elect down here up on the earth doing what? Preaching, believing, prophesying, resisting the beast, standing against the image of the beast. His name, his image, his mark, his number. You see, proving what? That somebody got to have the truth. Somebody got the correct breakdown of Revelation 13:16 in order not to bow the knee. So that means what? That the Lord has given it, he's preserved the truth here in these latter times. So what the hell are these other camps talking about, man? Well, I think it's this, I think it's that. The Lord was Yahweh. Come on, man. Were the apostles preaching their opinions, okay, during the time of Acts? No. They were preaching what they testified, what they've seen, what they heard with their eyes from Yahweh Shai, man. You see? You got it up.
And if I can add, the Lord said that he was going to guide us into all truth.
Right.
That's not 90%. That's not 80. All is 100, man. You know what I'm saying? He going to guide us into all truth, bro. So all of these camps out here with that on that madness, 50, 90, 80, whatever percentage that they talking about, they off, man. You know what I'm saying? And they don't know the scriptures, man. At the end of the day. And the brother spoke on this being a song, man. You know what I'm saying? Again, the scriptures also say we have piped, but you have not danced, man. The majority of our people don't like this song, man. And they're not dancing to it, They can't hear this tune, Either they can't hear it, they just don't like it. You know what I'm saying? It's not soothing to their ears, man. You know what I'm saying? And they don't like it. So, hey, this thing is for the elect. Lord willing, we can be a part of that. You want to add something? You want to ask him?
Oh, no. You got to use going in, bro. I'm agreeing.
Come. So we'll get on into the Psalms 20. This is Psalms 20, right? 20. This is Psalms chapter 20 from the top at verse 1. The chief musician, a psalm of David. And that psalm these are psalms, man.
Prophecies.
So, exactly.
These songs are packed full of prophecies. And, these songs not just meant for you to just, turn on the audio Bible on your way to work. Let me listen to a song and you sipping your coffee.
Right.
You know what I mean? You could do it, but these songs are prophecies, bro.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like these. Hey, why do you think that the apostles quoted from the Psalms in the book of Acts? The apostle Peter. Hey, the spirit so cold, Peter was quoting some of his very same songs that he wrote in his previous lifetime, if you can receive it, man.
Right.
Hey, some of the men of the Lord are doing that right now.
Right.
Like we don't know who we are.
Right.
But if we be, some of these men, like, bro, you reading what you wrote, 1,000 years ago. This is a highly spiritual thing we're involved in, man.
It's heavy.
You got it.
It says, the Lord hear thee in the day of trouble. Salakia, the name of the Most High, or the power of Jacob, defend thee.
Right, and that's what we're imploring Yahweh Bashemal Shah to do. Yahweh Bashemal Shah, listen to us in the day of trouble. You know, and in order for the Lord to listen to you, first and foremost, you got to call upon His names in truth, as it says in Psalms 148. Man, can you read that one more time?
Come, this is Psalms 20:1. It said, the chief musician, the Psalm of David, the Lord hear thee in the day of trouble.
Right, and the Lord is going to listen to His elect. He's listening to them right now. You know, because they got the key, like they got the access, man. And you know, Yahweh Shah prayed for His elect in John 17. You know, so hey, everything is set, man. Provision is set, safety, salvation is set. You know, everybody else, the Lord ain't listening to. You know what I mean? You think the Lord He's listening to Pookie and Ray Ray? You think He listened to these crusty heathen men? No. Okay, hey, Yahweh Shah Himself, He didn't even pray for the whole world.
Right.
He didn't even pray for all of Israel, man. So let alone, okay, these heathens out here, bro. You know, so He's only listening to the cries and petitions of the elect. What is that? Sirach, the 35th chapter, speaks about how, you know, the prayers of the righteous pierce the clouds. You know, until it come nigh, he will not be comforted, man. You know, so the Lord is listening. Hey, Revelation the 8th chapter speaks about how the saints, you know, prayers are going up into the throne room of Yahweh Bashemal Shah like incense, and it catches the attention of the Lord, man. So much to the point to where you continue to read it down in Revelation the 8th chapter, things start to shake down here upon the earth. The angels start to pour out vials of wrath, man. But what you know instigated it all? The prayers of the saints, man. So keep shooting up those prayers and these curses, Akion, because they're clearly working. You know, we have to speak the end into existence. You know, sometimes you wake up like, damn, we here. You know, like you wake up, you check your phone, check end time headlines out of the word, where, you know, some of these, channels or YouTube channels, like you don't see no breaking news, like damn, another fucking day in Babylon. You know what I mean? But listen, there's power. Scripture speaks about in the life, in the tongue, there's death and life. There's power, man. So we have to speak the end into existence. We got to chant Babylon the Great down, man. And it's working. You got it. And what did the Lord tell Jeremiah in Jeremiah, the first chapter? You know, He says, with you, you're going to uproot, you know, and throw down kingdoms. You know, Jeremiah was doing that by how? By prophesying. Mm-hmm. You got it out.
Con, it says, I'll read again. This is Psalms 20:1. It says, the chief musician, a Psalm of David, the Lord hear thee in the day of trouble. The name of the power of Jacob defend thee.
See that? The name of the power of Jacob. You see, the name, Yahweh Bashemal Shah. Okay? And it says the power or the God of Jacob. He's not the God of Moab. Right. He's not the God of Edom. He's not the God of Elam. Okay, He's the God of Jacob. Who is Jacob? He's our forefather, Yahweh. That's how you say his name in the Paleo Hebrew, Yahweh. Okay? And he's the progenitor of the Israelites, man. And why is he known as the God of Jacob or the God of Israel? Because he came into covenant and promises with us and our fathers, man. And it delighted the Lord, okay, to do so. Simply because He just wants to, man. Okay, out of all nations upon the earth that He created, out of all 18 nations, He only chose one people to come in covenant with and love them. Okay, and to bestow all His good favors and good wills towards, man. And we just so happen to be Israelites. The Wadi Al Bashemal Shah for that. Hey, man, you know, like, yeah, we catch all this hell, we get vexed, but bro, you an Israelite. And not just an Israelite, but you an Israelite that has ears to hear and eyes to see. You have the truth.
Right.
Then you an Israelite, bro. Man, come on, bro. We winning. So we gotta hype ourselves up, man, because the demons and the flesh it just suppresses you. Like, you get caught up on your earthly ailments, just your living situations or whatever, man, job situation. But we gotta pump ourselves up, man, and call to remembrance all the promises that the Lord has given us in these scriptures, man. Bro, we're Israelites. Like, you know how big that is? It's so big that the powers that be, they've spent billions on suppressing this for us not coming back into our heritage, man. So just the fact that we know we Israel, man, that's a miracle.
Yep.
We're fulfilling Ezekiel 37 amongst a plethora of other prophecies, man. Revelation 11th chapter. You know, the spirit of life came back inside those those dry bones, and they stood back upon their feet, man. You know, so we're here. This is why everything's happening. This is why the elites are moving so swiftly, man. Okay, you got something?
Yeah. Matthew chapter 13 and verse 16, it says, "But blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. For verily I say unto you that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which ye see, and have not seen them, and to hear those things which ye hear, and have not heard them."
Man, that's it.
Now, go ahead. You got
Yeah, that's it, man. Because hey, a lot of time, hey, when the prophets would write down these visions, like Daniel and John the Revelator, like these prophecies weren't for them back then. That's why the Lord told Daniel, "Hey, shut the book, seal it to the time of the end. For many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall increase." But we're in those times to where we're actually living it out. We're actually seeing all the details of these prophecies, to come into fruition. We're seeing the details of the MOTB come to pass,
right.
And not just the MOTB, but the infrastructure that sets it up. That's why you got Trump, signing the Genesis mission. And just today, man, Trump just signed an executive order to where all 50 states of the United States, man, they cannot, opt out of this unified and uniform, AI governance. Like meaning like these states, they can't come up with their own separate laws on how to regulate AI. They all got to get underneath this one banner, man. Why is that? Revelation 13, verse 15. You see? And 16.
Right. I can back your point.
Yeah.
Like you said, I'm gonna read that one more time, bro.
Yeah.
Slacking. Matthew 13 and verse 17, it says, "For verily I say unto you, that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which ye see, and have not seen them, and to hear those things which ye hear, and have not heard them." Right, because all the prophecies pointed to Yahweh.
Right.
You see, Psalms, Isaiah, all throughout the like Yahweh said himself, "I come in the volume of the book." You see, so our forefathers always knew about the Messiah. They prophesied about him. You see, and that's why Yahweh said, during that time they actually seen him.
Yeah.
That's why he said that. How much more in these end times when his second coming? That was his first coming.
Right.
You see, how much more in these end times, man? Like the brother said, Revelation 13, the beast system being infiltrated. Being implemented the water, bro. So like, and the MOTB, all these things. What follows that? Our Lord's return, his second coming. You see. Our forefathers have been looking for this all the way back during to the time of Adam, man. You see, when you look it up, man. Right. All of them. They was looking for this. Now we in the time to where our Lord is about to come back with great power and glory, man.
Hey, if I can add too, the brother mentioned the prophecies coming to pass. Well, here's one right here, because like the priest mentioned, us knowing we're Israelites in these times. That's prophecy being fulfilled. It's Baruch chapter 2 and verse 30. It says, "For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people, but in the land of their captivities, they shall remember themselves." We're in that time right now, man. That's why the brother said, "Hey, boy, we're blessed, man. If you know that you're Israel, man, you got this knowledge, you're Israel. This is being fulfilled. What I'm reading right now, man, we're fulfilling prophecy as we speak, So it says, "And shall know that I am the Lord their God," because the brother mentioned also that the Most High is not the God of Moab. He's not the God of Edom. You know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, when you read in Joel, the 2nd chapter, in verse 27, it says it. "I'm the Lord your God and none else," man. He's the power of Israel. That's his chosen nation of people, man, whom he loves, gave his laws to, and made his covenant with. It says, "And shall know that I am the Lord their God, for I will give them a heart and ears to hear." It says, "And they shall praise me in the land of their captivity, and think upon my name." Showing the importance of the names, man. The name is very important. You got these cats out there saying we don't have a name, we don't know the name. You know what I'm saying? Come on, bro. That's bugged out, man. You know what I'm saying? They all over the place though, man. Them dudes are wives now. I'm like, come on, bro. It's what sin is and what. Come on, this is hell. They teaching all kind of madness over there. I ain't gonna call you. I know who we talking about, man. You know what I'm saying? But that's a bugged out little group over there. The name is important, bro. Strong tower, Proverbs 18:10. You know, the righteous run into it and are safe, man. You know, running into it is calling upon it, man. You know what I'm saying? You got to call upon the name to run into it. Therefore, you have to know it to be able to do that, man.
Yeah, meaning that's like when you run into something, meaning that's like your first instinct.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like it made me think of that song about what that TLC. Who do I run to?
No, that was the chicks from Atlanta.
Yeah, you know.
Damn.
Tiny Little.
Tiny them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
I can't
yeah,
remember the name of them, but yeah, them. That was them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tiny.
Was it Escape?
Escape. That's it. Water, bro. Yeah, that's it. Escape. That was Escape, bro.
that was a good song, but that was spiritual too.
Right.
You know, who can I run? Like, bro, that's how the elect is to Yahweh Bashim Shah. Meaning, like, that's they go to, man. You know, it's Yahweh Bashim Shah. And if you don't have that mindset to where it's like first nature, first instinct to call out to Yahweh Bashim Shah when you're in distress, you're gonna find yourself in the sea heaven line.
Right.
You're gonna be running to Esau, man.
Right.
You know?
Because that's who they're gonna trust in.
Yeah.
You know, if you don't trust in the Lord, who you gonna trust in? You're gonna trust in the system, man. With the, your Esau, the oppressor. You know?
Man, we saw
No, make your point.
I was gonna say when we saw how bendable and pliable Jake was in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
Prominent Israelite leaders, who did they run to?
Right.
Esau, and told their congregation to go run to Esau, man. So if they've done these things in the green tree, how much more in the dry tree? When your electricity gonna be cut off, you actually gonna be hungry for a few days. You know, you gonna hear your little one scream from hunger cries. Like, bro, you ain't, man, I don't have any seeds, yet, whatever. But I can't imagine, bro, like if I had a son or a little daughter, bro, and I hear her or him crying, because they hungry and I know that's why they crying, like, bro, that'll eat me alive, man. Like, damn. So, bro,
Yeah.
Jake ain't ready.
That's gonna make a lot of these people. Damn, let me go. Let me get that line. Right. You know what I'm saying?
That alone.
Because they ain't right, because they not being taught how to, like the brother said, to rely and lean on the Lord when you know what I'm saying, when times get hard, man. You know what I'm saying? Right now we are in this train. We in the Lord's training camp. The Lord is teaching us how to rely on him. You see, versus these people, because these people rely on the world, man. They say, "Oh, I trust in God." As soon as something happened, like the brother said, that C to the 1 to the 9, you know what I see? You know what I mean? When that happened, niggas, all that faith that the niggas had went out the window, man. How much more when straits come? You see, it tells you in Luke 21 about the distress of nations with perplexity. Those times are coming. That word distress goes into basically a cattle squeeze, man. You see, and Esau's going. The Lord, ultimately, it's the Lord bringing it, but he's going to use Esau. You see, to bring straits on the planet Earth. So, like the brother said, yeah, everybody's going to go through straits. The difference between us and them is that we're hoping for the wide, man. You see, we've been taught, and that's why you should take this grace period serious, man. You see, these other camps are not taking that grace period serious, man. And that's why it's important that if you understand, all right, if you truly understand what this ministry is about, you root yourself in Yahweh Bashim Shah while there's still time, man.
And that's why the remnant is so important, man. The elect, those that's returning to the Most High, their power, who they are, his ways, what I'm saying? All these things which written in Isaiah 10th chapter, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It said they're gonna no longer stay upon them that smote them, but they're gonna instead stay upon, which means depend or rely upon the Holy One of Israel in faith and truth, man. Roughly paraphrasing.
Bro, you got people selling their stuff. Remember that shit that happened with
Rapson.
Oh yeah, bro. I ran across another one today. It's a dude in Ghana. He building an ark. Talking about the Lord. He building an ark. Talking about the Lord. The Lord about the. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, what the fuck is an ark gonna do?
Right.
Exactly.
Dude,
it's gonna help the fire burn.
You in that? It's part of the firewood.
Right.
Help everything.
Like, bro, that's the shit that's going on, bro. And that's why we in a best position, bro. The Lord could have easily had us and bugged out like that, bro. Yeah. Easily, bro.
Right. Jake is so behind, bro.
That's crazy.
Right, bro. That happened a couple thousand years ago.
Right. He ain't read Genesis. He skipped over a couple of chapters. He didn't read the part where the Lord said he set the boy in the cloud.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah, he didn't read Malachi 4:1.
Right.
The Lord gonna
Man.
burn like an oven.
Yeah.
Like, that's gonna be his oven right there. Now,
Right.
and
Right.
he gonna be trapped in there. We getting baked.
Man, real talk.
I got that. You
Oh.
got some more?
Okay. Well, yeah, you want
With some. Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
so I'm
So
gonna finish verse 1. Yeah, go ahead and get yours.
oh, we can finish that song.
Okay,
Yeah,
come. This back in Psalms chapter 20 and verse 2. It says, "Send thee help from the sanctuary
Woo!
and strengthen thee out of Zion."
Man, bro, send thee help out of the sanctuary. Bro, we need help from another realm.
Mm-hmm.
That's how dangerous this shit has gotten.
Right.
You know? And that's what's gonna happen. What is that? Daniel 12:1?
Yes, boy. Yeah,
You can grab it if you want. Yeah,
I had it.
grab
Yeah,
it.
but
And,
Yeah, I'm
and we're gonna have a lot of help too. See, because down here we look helpless, bro.
mm-hmm.
You know, you gotta really look at the situation we're in, bro. Like, we behind enemy lines, we're destitute of all things. We gotta go to this nigga in one of all things. Your paycheck, your food, man, everything, bro. So it's like, bro, ain't nobody here. Hey, what is that scripture in Jeremiah? Says no, none of these nations ask how thou doest.
Mm-hmm.
None of these nations checking for it. No,
that 5?
That was limitation. Is it limitation? Or Jeremiah?
No, I think it's Jeremiah 5. Like,
yeah, Jeremiah 5.
about
Yeah.
You want to get?
Yeah, you can grab it. Yeah, yeah. Cause bro, ain't nobody down here, in the flesh. Can't nobody help us. None of these nations. And Jacob's looking to Esau. Jacob's looking to all these nations, any and everywhere else except their power. Yahweh Bashmal Shah to help them, man. But the Lord's going to help the elect, and the way He's going to help them, man, it's going to be out of this world, literally. Hey, Scripture speaks about in 2 Ezra 13, one realm shall fight against another realm. That's that help out of the sanctuary coming to help the elect, man.
Right.
And you read Revelation 19, it speaks about Yahweh Shah on that white horse, and it says the host of heaven following him. Like, bro, millions upon countless of angels going to come in power and glory following Yahweh Shah, man, the chief and commander. That goes to show you how fucked up Esau is, man. And how dangerous this world's about to become.
Right.
You think it's dangerous now, man. Bro, the Lord's he's about to allow the left hand just to go loose. Pandemonium, meaning all demons. And like the brother Gabar War out there in the camp from up north, he'd be saying, all demons on deck. That's what the Lord's about to allow. So where does that leave us at? Bro, all we can do is just hope, man, and just cry out to Yahweh Bashmal Shah. There's no carnal game plan you can have, man. Okay, I got this bunker, I got all this water, I got my AK, okay. Sounds cute, bro. But Jake don't know the first thing about spiritual warfare. Right. All demons on deck. You seeing strange apparitions in front of you. You hearing shit, the Lord bugging you out. You know what I mean?
What is gun gonna do for that?
Right.
Man, an apparition? You can't shoot an apparition. It's not. Come on, bro.
Leviathan.
Right. That's another level.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, God. Yeah. But yeah, it was. I thought 5 because I was thinking 5 and 15, but it's 15 and 5. But it's Jeremiah 15 and 5. It says, "For who shall have pity upon thee, O Jerusalem? Or who shall bemoan thee? Or who shall go aside to ask how thou doest?"
Right. None of these nations are having pity upon Jake. Hey, Scripture tells you in Revelation 11 chapter, all these nations sent gifts to one another. And who were those gifts? We were. So none of these nations checking for you, Jake. So get that shit out your mind, man. Okay, and all of these meetings, the Hootie Hoo meetings, the W to the E to the F meetings. Okay, all these nations are there except you. Ain't nobody pleading for you, man. Okay, the conspiracy is against the Lord and His anointed.
Right.
So this is why King David wrote what he was writing. Man, the Lord had him in a very prophetic. The Lord had him seeing things, man. So this is why he saw, Lord, hear me in the day of trouble. Send help from thy sanctuary. He was looking into the times we coming into, bro. So we need help to come from the sanctuary, man. You got it. You had the Daniel 12. You want me to read it?
I got the Daniel 12.
Okay, come, you guys.
Daniel chapter 12 and verse 1, it says, "And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people.
Yeah, what does Michael's name mean? Ma'aka'ala in the Hebrew, which means he who is like the Most High, you know? And that speaks volumes, man. Hey, because the angels, man, hey, Ma'aka'ala, he's the second in command under Yahweh Shah, you know? So that's power, bro. And one angel can run through this planet, man. One angel can just destroy this earth. Scripture speaks about that in Revelation 14. There's one angel that has power over fire. So imagine the type of power that this earth is about to, feel, bro. That's why everything's about to be shaken up.
Right.
Mountains going to fall. Mountains are going to be moved around. It's going to be tsunamis. It's going to, man, you know? So yeah, bro, that's how jealous the Lord is over his people, over his elect, particularly, man. And that at that moment, that's when the Lord is going to instill that healthy fear upon this planet that's never going to leave.
Right.
You know, once the Lord, he's about to make a statement, man. You know, that's why he speaks about how this salvation, this deliverance is going to far outweigh ancient Egyptian, deliverance in the times of old. You know, but you got it out.
Going back, Daniel chapter 12 and verse 1 says, and at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince was standing for the children of thy people.
For the children of thy people, not no damn heathen, man.
Right.
Michael ain't standing up for that cool Edomite at your job.
Right.
You know, what Genesis talking about, bro? You know, Michael gonna stay, because according to Genesis Israelite camp doctrine, that's Michael gonna have to stand up for a few heathens. No, man says he's gonna stand up for the children. When you go into that word children in the Hebrew is bond, which means sons, for the sons of thy people. Yep. Who's the Lord's people? The Israelites. You see? It's point blank period, man. You got it out.
It says, and there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time.
Man, and we've seen this earth has seen a lot of troubles, man. World War I, World War II, 70 AD. You know, the siege, the Babylonians, siege in Jerusalem. All three waves of it. You know, Great Depression, bubonic plagues. You know, all these particular. So, but it's gonna be all that times. You can't, man. We don't know how bad it's gonna be. This is why, bro. All we can do is just trust in the Lord.
Right.
You know. You got it.
No, you got camps. You got camps that saying there ain't gonna be no Jacob's trouble, bro. You know.
Yeah, I went through it.
Right.
Yeah,
slavery.
I'm like, dude, okay.
They try to say, yeah, like the brother said, they try to say slavery was Jacob's trouble. You know what I'm saying, bro? No, this said it's gonna be like time like never before. That this clearly lines up with Jeremiah 30.
Yep.
You see, but going back to in the middle of Daniel 12 and 1, it says, such as never was since there was a nation, even to the same time, and at that time thy people shall be delivered. Everyone that shall be found written in the book.
Right. Everyone that's found written in the book. That's why Yahushua told disciples in Luke 10, rejoice not that you have power over the serpents, to tread, but rejoice that your names are written in heaven. You know, man, we want to have our names found written in, the Lamb's book of life. That's the mark of a blessed man right there. See, because this society had you think that you blessed, you got couple cars, you got this, you got that. No, bro. This is what being blessed looks like. Your name is written in the Lord's book to where you're gonna be preserved, from the hell to come. Because it's coming, man. And like the brother said, we sound like broken records, but the Lord got the. What about Noah? Noah sounded like a broken record. He was preaching for over 120 years, the same message every day. Every day, man. You see, but that goes to show you that, okay, the Lord, he's removing that cloak. You can't say that you didn't know. You can't say that you weren't told, man. So that's why the scriptures is repetitious, because the Lord is making a statement. When he comes back, when he sends out his hell, it ain't gonna be no talking in that day. It's gonna be all action, man. But you got it out.
Keep going, or we
yeah, that's pretty much the point, man. But
come back in Psalms 20. Verse 3, it says, remember all thy offerings and
can you read verse 2 one more time?
Definitely. Psalms 20 and verse 2 again. It says, send thee help from the sanctuary and strengthen thee out of Zion.
Send thee help, bro. I'm stuck on that verse right there, bro. That, man, because you feel it. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, that's all we waiting on. I mean, we got the truth. Like, we're down here, we're enduring, Lord willing. The Lord keeps His Spirit upon us to where we endure to the end. But all we waiting on, okay, is that help from the sanctuary, man. Can you get that in Psalms 144? It speaks about send thy hand to deliver and pluck me out of the strange waters or something like that. Psalms 144. You know, we waiting on that help from the sanctuary, bro. You know, meaning what? You're gonna have to look up. Your mind's gonna have to be oriented upwards. Nowhere of this plane, of this realm. If you're expecting help from the sanctuary, you're not gonna be looking to Esau. You're not gonna be looking to his dainty meats.
Right.
You know, to his UBIs. You know what I mean? Like, cause Jacob, bro, as Scripture speaks about in Habakkuk, the 1st chapter, you know, about how the Chaldeans, they catch up all of those with the angle and take them all up in the net. When you go into that word angle, it goes into a fish hook. Okay, now what do you do with a fish hook? In order to catch a fish, you just can't drop a bare hook in the water. I mean, you can, but you ain't gonna catch shit.
Right.
What do you need to have on that hook? You need some bait. Okay, and Esau's he's using bait, okay, to bait you into this new world order.
Right.
And he's using UBIs, you know, better health, medical miracles and things as such.
Yep.
And people are biting on it, bro. And you're gonna find yourself in that dragnet, being dragged to the slaughter, man. You know, because you're not expecting help from the sanctuary. We talking about you Israelites out there. You biting the bait of Esau, just like you bit the bait in 2020. We're gonna keep bringing up 2020 because the Lord used that. See, they at least thought that they were using that to pretty much gauge the minds of the people, but the Lord used that ultimately, man. That was a trial. That was like warning shots right there from the Lord, man.
Birth pains.
Birth pains.
Right.
And the Lord revealed a lot of hearts of you Israelites, man.
Hey, just going back to some of those examples that Esau baiting is with saying that they can beat death. So we can make humans live longer. We can, and such articles coming out in 2045, humans will be immortal. You know, baiting people, bro. And these people are going for it, man. I was listening to some niggas I work with, man. Just listen to these niggas talk. These niggas up there talking, they believe in Esau. They believe in Esau technology, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, the Filipino niggas, they look at talking to Jake. They were talking about technology. Yeah, man. They saying that people are gonna be immortal soon and all this and AI. Yeah, that's Jake, man. What you want? You want to become something? You AI and all this? Wow. But you get it? He's like, yeah, I get it, man. So these people are ready for. They believe in these talks that these technocrats are on these platforms saying, man. With this, we can do this. We can, you know what I'm saying? We can do that. So he's boasting himself to be the Most High, man. Right. You see, and he's waving a pseudo salvation. All right, he's dangling it in front of the people, and people are gonna bite on that shit, man. You know.
Yeah, just like when you go fishing, you know, you can use artificial lures, you know, to catch fish.
Yeah.
Well, Esau using what? Artificial technology.
Right.
You know, and people niggas bite on that shit. Hey, like that dude Anton Daniels, you know, his milk dud head ass. But he was over there talking about AI's not gonna. I can't even really imitate the dude, you know. But y'all know what I'm talking about. But he was like, yeah, AI's not gonna replace us. AI's not gonna take your jobs. We're gonna evolve into it. You know what I mean? Like, bro, Jake really think Esau gonna cut him off a slice of this pie, bro.
Right.
This is for the elites.
Right.
For them to fill their bellies. Esau's trying to make all you niggas starve, man. He told you, you're gonna own nothing. He said, you gonna own nothing to be happy, not us. Right. We gonna have everything. Right. Y'all niggas gonna own nothing to be happy.
Right.
You know? So all you Jakes that think you're gonna be included in this new world order, man, or this fourth industrial revolution, you think you're so smart, you think you got it.
Right.
Bro, man, the Lord gonna shut your ass up, man.
Right. Nigga, you gonna be included, but it ain't gonna be what you think. Right. Like the brother said, you ain't gonna be Esau that got you. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, your position in his kingdom is gonna be a slave like never before. Right. You see, on such a level that like he got you completely, bro. You see, literally completely, bro. He got your ass, man. You know? And
it don't matter what horn that you relied on, whether because Scripture speaks about those two horns like a lamb. It don't matter if you was on the left or the right. Same, you attached to the same system, same beast, man.
Right.
Because that's what makes Anton really feel like he's so special and he's so sadistic. Because he said he's no longer a Democrat, now he's Republican. Y'all gonna learn why I'm a Republican. Nigga, you still relying upon the beast.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, come on, man.
And you still a nigga.
Yeah.
Nigga, you a nigga. They see you as a nigga, man.
Right.
Bro,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, these niggas, they don't like you. They have perpetual hatred towards you. And it's you're gonna see it, man. You know, he gonna show you before it's over. But that's a bug that's it's already happening, bro.
Yeah.
You already got restaurants that's fully automated. Ain't no people in there working. You know, and don't Amazon or some got like
Yeah, Amazon got
you know,
shit like that. Yeah.
fully, you know. So, bro, what are you talking about? What's he talking about? AI ain't gonna take those all these people that losing jobs right now.
Yeah.
How many people? I think like it's a lot, bro.
Hundreds of thousands.
Hundreds of thousands of people.
Yeah.
You know, that's losing jobs. You think? Why do you think that is, bro? You know, I know a lot of businesses are shut down and closing, but AI is they already showing you that, man. You know what I'm saying? Hospitals, all kind of stuff. It's already equipped with it, man.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? This dude is he out of his mind. Man.
Yeah, yeah. And the ones that created the shit, you know, the godfather of AI is what was it, Jeffrey Hinton, and then you got Elon, Sam Altman. Bro, they're telling you that you ain't nobody gonna have no job.
Mm-hmm.
Just for a nigga to tell you, oh no, we ain't gonna take our jobs.
Right.
We're just gonna evolve into. That's not what the motherfucker that created this said.
Exactly.
You know, and that's not what we seeing either.
Right.
Bro, you know how hard it is to find jobs right now?
Man.
You know? That's why, you know, our elders in our camp here, you know, at the beginning of this year, I remember Elder Ariala said it. He told his brothers, man, listen, if y'all got y'all a solid gig,
Yeah.
it don't matter how pissed off you are at work, man, you better keep that.
Hold on.
You
Right.
better hold on. That was the spirit speaking through him.
Right.
Because he even said it, bro, at the beginning of the year. Elder Ariala, he says, I just foresee that this year, the job market is going to be shit. And lo and behold, what have we seen this year? The job market gone to trash, man. You know, people fresh out of college can't find no job. People graduated from college 4 years ago, still can't find a job. They got their bachelors, they nurse. You know what I mean?
Right.
They spent all these $1,000 going to debt, still can't get no job.
Right.
I think this brother was it you? Those people that like find jobs for people ain't got no job.
Oh yeah.
We were talking about that one time. I think it was like me, you, out there. It was a few.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And the people that find jobs for people ain't got no job.
Because AI is doing that.
Right.
If you need a job, all you gotta do is get in ChatGPT. You can type in exactly the wage that you're looking for, the location where you want the job at, what type of job you want, and in a matter of 0.5 seconds, AI will give you a plethora of jobs. So people that you know usually try to find jobs for you, AI then took that.
Man, I got this. This is from tradersparadise.news. A brother had shared it on his post. It says the United States is having its worst year for layoffs since 2020 pandemic lockdowns, bringing the 2025 total of layoffs up to 1.17 million. You see, that's a lot of jobs lost, and like the brother said, AI is replacing it. So Jake will lose a job now. At one point in time, it was easy. Jake and you lose a job, and he can go work at Amazon or work with UPS, one of these warehouses. But now they're bringing this artificial intelligence in there, and that's starting to replace a lot of people's job, man. Even so, Jake lose, and now Jake think he can do Uber. Now they got self-driving fucking cars, bro.
Yeah.
They got fucking little robots. They got Uber, like we see downtown, a little fucking thing. Then so more and more slow. That's how this devil work with gradualism. Because that shit cool when you see the boss. Oh, that's neat.
Right.
You see the little motherfucker with the goddamn emoji.
Hard eyes.
Nigga,
Right.
quit your job.
Nigga wink at you. Yeah, that nigga wink at you. Got
Hey,
it.
bitch, yeah.
All right. Jake think that shit cute, but it's gonna come a day they look up and they ain't gonna have no damn niggas gonna be through. And this is exactly what Esau wants. He needs this to take place in order for him to bring this new infrastructure into play, bro.
Right.
I had a quick one for you. You break down if you want. It's Isaiah 19 and verse 15. Neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail, branch or rush may do.
Right. And that's coming, man. That's coming real soon. Like the brother said, the elder Ariella said, man. So if you got a job and you know what I'm saying, shit, keep it, bro. You see, it's getting harder and harder for people to find jobs. They put out articles about jobs on Indeed. A lot of the motherfuckers are just false advertising, fake jobs. There's shit on there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Again, you wonder why your ass ain't getting no call back. You know what I'm saying? Because the shit ain't even fucking real, man.
Right.
I forgot. One bank, bro. I think it was Wells Fargo, if I'm not mistaken, bro. Them niggas had to pay out. They had a lawsuit because them niggas had a fake. They had a fake fucking job fair.
Wow.
Was saying, like, you know what I'm saying? They had, bro. They got paid out because people was like, you know what I'm saying? The motherfucker y'all lying. This ain't no real. This not really a job fair.
Damn.
So they was just doing that shit to put, you know what I'm saying, to have, you know, that shit on data to make it look like, you know what I'm saying, shit
Right.
good.
Yeah. Right.
Nah, bro. No, it's getting harder and harder, bro. More and more every day, AI is being introduced into everybody's job, man.
Mhm.
You see?
And America is bad about that, man. Trying to it be in the crapper, man. But they telling you everything is good, you know, and always trying to make it seem like everything is okay when it's not, man. You know, bringing that facade, man. They're a bunch of liars, bro. At the end of the day, scriptures say that they're liars. They come out the womb lying, man. You know. I got one real quick though. Back that point.
If I can add real quick, what you just said makes me think about what happened in ancient Egypt. Bro, the Lord was fucking ancient Egypt up with those plagues, but you know, what were the magicians trying to do? Trying to counteract what the Lord was doing, you know,
Right.
by their left-handed means or whatnot. So that's what Esau's doing, man.
Right.
The Lord is clearly striking this place, man.
Right.
You know, with very strategical blows, but Esau is, oh no, we're fine. And Trump get behind the podium.
Mhm.
You know, that damn wig on swoosh to the side. Nothing. What he say? He's the job market is wonderful.
Right.
The tariffs going to bring many jobs.
Like millions of jobs.
Right.
But yet,
Right.
your ass wake up, you still jobless. Like,
Right.
damn,
Right. Shit.
somebody lying.
Bro, it's to the point where they got a bro, it's taking fast food jobs. They got a whole burger shack
Yeah.
in fucking California, bro.
Yep.
It just got niggas there to just clean and sanitize. Eventually that shit gonna be out the door.
Right.
It does everything else. It fries the food, it make the burger, it motherfucker, it comes down the line and give it to you.
Right.
Only niggas is there to sanitize it. There's probably like 2 people in that fucking building, man.
Mhm.
How much more and more these little low what niggas look down on? I ain't gonna take no nigga to work at McDonald's.
Right.
Bitch, your ass gonna be wishing you
Wishing
worked
you
at
could.
fucking McDonald's, man.
Damn.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, bro.
Real talk.
Bro.
Damn. Hey, yeah, because today I had ran into this post on social media, and for the city of Dallas ranked 15th out of the world to where women, you know, are they're on OnlyFans.
Mhm.
You know, OnlyFans, you know, women on OnlyFans ranked number 15 right here in
Yeah,
Dallas
yeah,
out of the
right.
whole world, bro.
Right.
So these hoes hurting.
Man.
That's Isaiah 32.
Yep.
Now they got AI. Then they making AI hoes.
Man,
So
yeah.
eventually that shit gonna be out the door.
Yeah. Yeah.
They making AI bitches, bro.
You can't compete with that.
Right. That bitch perfect.
Perfect.
You know what I'm saying? Bro, you can't, man, bro.
But dude killed himself. He had a AI girlfriend, and he offed himself, man.
Damn.
I'm like, damn, what the hell? This shit serious, bro. It's not a game. You know, people taking this shit as a joke, a game. Jake, you gonna find out, man.
Yeah.
You know. But I got one real quick. You gonna make one?
I can say AI can't mimic them stretch marks though.
Right.
Yeah.
God, this is Ecclesiastes 12. I'm gonna start at verse 1, read a couple of verses. It says, remember now thy creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, you know, because those evil days are coming. He created this dude for the day of evils. Proverbs 16:4. He created all things for himself. Yea, the wicked for the day of evil, man. You know, when evil times, you know what I'm saying? And these devils finna come down with that great wrath because his time is almost up. He knows that. So they trying to push this thing on along, man.
Right.
They not messing around. You messing around. Jake messing around playing games out here. And these devils ain't playing because the Most High ain't playing, bro. And he finna unleash this thing on you. So it says, nor the years draw nigh when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them, because that's what's coming. It's been pleasurable, been very pleasurable, joyful, gleeful. Everybody happy and shit, enjoying this shit. But now we're coming into a time like no other since there was a nation, man. You know what I'm saying? We coming into these times, bro. It's gonna get ugly out here. It's gonna get very bad, and ain't gonna be no pleasure in these coming days, man. It's calm. That's what's
for you right here. This is Sirach chapter 12 and verse also like the Sirach 11 and verse 27. It says, the affliction of an hour maketh a man forget pleasure,
Mhm.
and in his end his deeds shall be discovered.
The affliction of an hour. Ain't there another one that says something like that?
Yeah,
In the
verse
time of
25.
affliction?
Yep,
Okay.
verse 25.
Huh.
Sirach 11:25. In the day of prosperity,
There it is.
there's forgetfulness of affliction.
Boom.
And in the day of affliction, there is no more remembrance of prosperity.
Yeah. See, when everything is good, ain't nobody thinking about the bad. You know what I'm saying? But when the bad hits, you ain't thinking about the good, man. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna totally flip, man. And you're not gonna be ready for it when it happens, man. The majority, I'm gonna say, because the elect, hey, we've been in boot camp, we've been getting ready, we watching, we praying, we doing all the things thus said the Lord, that's the remnant returning, and they're gonna be ready, you know what I'm saying? And those are the ones gonna make it out of this madness, man. You know what I'm saying? Lord willing, again, we could be a part of that. Everything else is through, bro. I don't care. Everything you can say what you want, you can think what you want, feel how you want. That's the bottom line of it, man. If you're not a part of the elect, you're done, man. Everything on the soils of America is over. If you here, yeah, it's toast. You through. Chalk it up. Call it a day. You know what I'm saying?
If I can add, and the Lord, he gives us little moments and pockets of, relief, and you kind of, let your head down, just chill, and laugh, and but for the majority of the part, bro, like our general spirit, bro, we're in a house of mourning over here, man.
Right.
And that's the perfect place to be at, because at the end of the day, the Lord's about to force everybody to be in the house of mourning.
Right.
But soon, when everybody else is in the house of mourning, the elect, that's when the Lord gonna flip things around. Isaiah 65. For my servants they shall eat, my servants shall drink. You shall have heaviness of heart, and and affliction, roughly paraphrasing, but they shall have rejoicing of heart.
Rejoice shall be sorrowful.
Kind. Hey, Yahweh Shah said it too in Luke 6. Woe unto you who laugh now, for you shall mourn later.
Yep.
Yep.
I got some. This First Thessalonians, I'm gonna start at verse 1, chapter 5 and verse 1. It says, "But of the times and of the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. For you yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape." So yeah, that's getting ready to take place, man. You see, so with knowing that, like verse 1 said, know the times and the seasons, you know what I'm saying? And how we know that the day of the Lord is gonna come as a thief in the night, that's gonna keep you in a particular mindset of not getting comfortable.
Mhm.
You see, like the brother said, you have times of where you have, you have joy. You know what I'm saying? Amongst brothers, we have a good time.
That's the only time.
Right,
really.
right. Even amongst your family, your kid, you may have a good time with your kid, your family, but then you snap. Just like when you watch a war movie, they at war, but then they be and they get to the point to where the enemy's not, and then they all around and they talking and they laugh. Then they what? They snap. It's right back to war.
Right.
You see, that's a like-minded. We have to have that same mindset, man. Don't forget that we in a war, man.
Right.
You got a lot of Israelites that have forgotten that we in a war. That this is a war. They inviting the enemies in. Yeah, come on. Yeah, come over my house. Yeah, let's do. Yeah, call me. God, give a nigga your numbers. Man. You forgot you in a fucking war, bro.
Man.
Yeah,
that's crazy, bro, but that's real. Yeah, kind of. So I'm gonna go back to finish this out. Back in Ecclesiastes 12 and verse 2, it says, "While the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble." And they started to tremble. We already in this. This is happening, bro. These devils are afraid, man.
right. Yep.
They scared, bro. You got the what that thing called, Atlas 31 or something like that.
Atlas or something like
Yeah,
that.
So hey, the church got these devils shook up. They know, man. And so this right here, we read right now. I'll read again, Ecclesiastes 12 and 3. "In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves."
If I can add, also going to those that watch the economy, man. You got a lot of economists. Always, it's like damn near almost every week now. They blowing the trumpet. They warn us, man, it's going to be the biggest crash that we've ever seen. A lot of the, some of it is just be fear mongering and propaganda, but hey, that shit is real too. Because according to the scriptures, it will be,
Right.
an economic collapse.
Mhm.
A global one. And that's what's going to ultimately usher in the great reset. They need and they want that.
Right.
But a lot of people, they can see it, so they're getting afraid, man. But we need it. The way our faith is operated, the way our faith is set up, we're banking on all holy hell to break loose. We need it. You know what I mean? Like, because you can't build on, in order to build your kingdom, you can't build on top of another man's empire. You got to know this system has to be completely broken up.
Yep.
2 Ezra 4, it says, how can that which is good come except that which is evil be unsown?
Yep. That's it. So it says back in Ecclesiastes 12:3, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, because there are a few going into what we were speaking of earlier. But hey, these jobs are gone. The brother Brett is 1.7, what was it, million jobs?
Yeah, 1.17 million.
Oh, 1.17 million jobs, bro. That's a lot of workless people, man.
Right.
They ain't got no job out here. But this nigga talking about AI ain't gonna take. No, yeah, you wrong, nigga. Shut up.
Right.
But it says, and those that look out of the windows be darkened. Yeah, they gonna be confused. They ain't gonna have no answers. See, we've been brought into the light, man, out of the darkness. Isaiah 60 and verse 2. This earth in darkness. These people in gross darkness. They're ignorant as hell, man. You know what I'm saying? They don't have it. The Lord didn't give it to them. They weren't chosen. You know what I'm saying? This is a predestined thing, man. So they ain't gonna have those answers in that day, which he don't. Like, obviously, he's in the dark. He don't know what he's talking about, man. And he gonna get caught up and swoop up. You know what I'm saying? Right along with everything. It's like the brother about that net, that drag net. He gonna get caught in the drag net. What was his name? Antoine Daniels. Anton Daniels. He gonna get caught in that drag net, bro.
Can I get a quick one for you?
Mm-hmm.
Ecclesiastes chapter 9 and verse Ecclesiastes 9 and 12. It says, for man also knoweth not his time, as the fishes that are taken in an evil net, and as the birds that are caught in the snare, so are the sons of men snared, meaning trapped in an evil time when it falleth suddenly upon them, man.
Mm-hmm.
You see? So Esau is trapped. That's why the elites. I was watching Elder Apostle Live lesson he did yesterday. The time of his lesson, he quoted Habakkuk 2 and 5. He heapeth unto himself all people. That was the title of his lesson. But he was going into like particular quotes that who's that? Rockefeller, Rothschild. It was either Rothschild or Rockefeller. They were basically saying, how people are talking about how they want to create a new world order, and Rockefeller has says, well, hey, we plead guilty on that. Like, yeah, that's what we're trying to do. But he had made mention about in times past, the elites, they always work in this cloud of secrecy to where they didn't want, this to be, public information. But now the fact that you have the World Economic Forum, you have lower, lesser elites such as Klaus Schwab and Noah Yuval Harari and men like that, and they're openly telling you and they're calling for a new world order. That goes to show, like, hey, it's already here. So they don't care if you know, because this net is already dropping down upon you, man.
Mm-hmm.
So by the time you look up, you're trapped. You can't do nothing. You see? Bro, once that net gets around you, once that net falls down upon those fish, and like they're underneath that net, no matter how fast they try to swim, bro, no, you're trapped, you're snared. And that's exactly what Esau did. It seems like overnight, bro, because everything is on a freaking grid now. Everything's digital. Okay, Trump just signed early this year to make your all your medical records on the grid digital. They're working towards this complete cashless society, digital economy. Like, all these things are in the making, bro. You got the Genesis mission. They got these AI data centers just being reared up everywhere suddenly. And these are just going to be the hubs. Those are going to be the hubs to store all this information and to be the cloud and database centers to where, bro, that's like, man, bro, we need help. We're trapped. That's why. You hope so, bro?
No.
You get Psalms 31 and 4 real quick. So we're asking Yahweh Bashar Shah to pluck our feet out of this net, man. because we're in it too. You know, but see, this is going to be a test and trial of our faith. To have faith off the grid, you know, outside of this net, well, that's going to come with a straight, narrow way, man. You don't know when your next meal going to be. You don't, you know, you can't buy and sell. You can't be a part of this economy because Esau set up an economy to where, in order to be a participant of it, in order to participate in this economy very soon, you're going to have to sin against the Lord, man. You know, and that's where the elect draws a line. They said, "Hell no, bro." You know, you got it.
Come on, yep. The Psalms 31 and verse 4, it says, "Pull me out."
And when you read this psalm, this is known as a psalm of complaint. Okay, this is a psalm of complaint, bro. So King David was complaining. You know, a lot of people think King David and Asaph and these men, they were just writing psalms just to sound. No, man, like they were catching pure hell. King David was writing a lot of these songs when he was in prison. I mean, not prison, but he was in the caves, hiding from King Saul. Hiding from running from his son Absalom. He was going through pure hell, man. But in the times of him going through pure hell, the Lord was dealing with him. The Lord was revealing a lot of things to him, man. And King David was pouring his heart out to the Lord and complaining, just like we doing, man. You know, we're on the run spiritually, man, from Esau, from our wicked twin brother. You know, this is not the place of our rest. You know, but you got it, bro.
Come on, this is Psalms 31 in verse 4. It says, "Pull me out of the net that they have laid privily for me."
See that? So he says, "Pull me out of the net." Going to show that, bro, we in it. But we asking the Lord to pull us out of this net. Okay, and that's exactly what Yahushua will do for his elect. It speaks about that in 2 Ezra 13. I like the way that G&T has it worded. It says, "He will free the world he created and establish a new order." You see? So Yahushua is going to free, his elect from this net, man. He's going to pluck them. He's going to literally, physically pluck them and pluck them out. Like, bro, that's power, man. It gives me chills, bro. You know? It goes back to that Psalms 20 we read. Send help from your sanctuary. So Yahushua and the Holy Ghost and angels going to physically pluck the elect up out of this net, man. And he's going to set the new order upon this earth.
Right.
And that new order is going to be the throne of David, man. And the elites, they know it. That's what Psalms 2 goes into. They're trying to free themselves from slavery against the Most High, man.
Right.
You know? Esau don't believe he can be saved. So why Genesis Israelites talking about that? Esau don't believe that, man. That's why they doing. That's why they have these crafty councils. They know. But yeah, the nigga, well, it says all nations here. Bugged out. Y'all got it.
That it on that.
Let me see. Yeah, that was I'll read it again.
Okay.
Psalms 31 and 4. It says, for pull me out of the net that they have laid privily for me.
Yeah, privily, the key word. They didn't do this out in the open. Now they're allowing it to be out in the open what they're doing. You got all these whistleblowers and this is Dabu. Like now you got all that, but that goes to show you we're at the point of no return. But before all this, it was laid privily. It was laid privily, bro. This net, like, this has been in the making for decades. You know what I mean? So, but now it's like we're here and it's like we're at the point of no return. So it's either, man, you down with Yahweh Shema Shah, your ass about to be trapped. Jake love being in the trap house. Well, okay, America's that trap house, bro. And the Lord going to leave you here and melt you. Was that on that?
Yeah, that was it.
Con, I'll just finish this out real quick. One more verse. See, back in Ecclesiastes 12, verse 4, it says, "And the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird," which they're still doing. That's your alarm clock today, but you still have in certain places that rooster crowing, and you hear the birds chirping and whatever. It's time to get up. It says, "And all the daughters of music shall be bought low." We're in these times, man. This music is trash. The grinding is ceasing. That's all the job loss. So I don't know what that dude is talking about, but the prophecies are popping off the pages, man. You know what I'm saying? We're here, Yahushua, the spirit of prophecy, Revelation 19 and 10. You know what I'm saying? The brother quoted earlier, 2 Ezra 15 and 1, "Speaking in the ears of my people, the words of prophecy." It's all about prophecy. What's that? Sirach 39:1, be occupied in prophecy.
Mm.
1 Peter 1:19, we have a more sure word of prophecy. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about prophecy, bro. If you're not dealing with prophecy, what are you doing, bro? You know, the Lord ain't dealing with you at the end of the day, because that's what it's all about, man. You got cats out here on some other stuff, man.
Man.
They don't even know. They went back to the beginning, basically.
Yeah.
We have to figure out everything out all over again. The names, the language, everything, bro. They just reneging on everything, man. Remixing everything, bro. No, we ain't got time for that, bro. That's why the scriptures tell you to be persuaded in your own mind, man. You know what I'm saying? Come.
This for you. Hebrews 6:1 in the NLT. So let us stop going over the basic teachings about Yahweh Shah again and again.
Mm.
Let us go on instead and become mature
Mhm.
in our understanding. Surely we don't need to start again with the fundamental importance of repenting from evil deeds and placing our faith in Yahweh Bashmal Shah.
And that's what it's all about, bro. You know, repent, put your faith and trust in the Lord, Yahweh Shem Shah. Bro, what else? What are you doing, bro? We already got, bro. We got the teachers have been, like scripture say, they ain't gonna be removed to a corner no more. You know, we see our teachers, man. We've been taught, bro. You know, and then these niggas all of a sudden they get an epiphany. Oh, the Lord is dealing with me. All of a sudden, bro. Now the Lord dealing with you. Stop, dude. No, man. You learned from the apostles, and that's it, bro. That's the doctrine, man. Those are the ones the Lord is dealing with, and we're coming to the time that everybody is you're starting to see clearly. That's becoming very evident, man. The scriptures say that. Then shall they be known whom are my chosen, man. We come to those times becoming very clear, very evident who the Lord is dealing with. All these bug outs and the things that they're teaching, man. You know, if the Lord is dealing with you, that is, you know, if he and he'll, you know, you'll see it, man. But hey, if you can't, hey, the Lord ain't showing it to you, not getting it to you, bro. At the end of the day. You know that.
So yeah, man. And we just want to get into that in the spirit. You know, Lord's willing, this was edifying to you elect out there. But until next time, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory into our power.
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash.
We want to give double honor to our beloved apostle and elder great millstone. We walk up above. Shalom.
Shalom.